Just move slightly.
All right.
Thank you so much, Gina, for that beautiful playing as we all came in. And welcome to everybody that's here. First, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you're not already on mute, could you please ensure that you put yourselves on mute? It's just that the way this works, the sound always goes to the active speaker, and we would really like to make sure that the active speaker is heard. So I really appreciate you going on mute. And also, you may have options on your screen view So you do have an option within Zoom to actually go to active speaker or to go to a gallery view. So if you only see me speaking at the moment, you're an active speaker view, but you may want to change it to gallery view and see everything. So a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you tonight for this very special TCF candle lighting ceremony, as we come together in friendship, in companionship, to remember our dear children, our siblings, our grandchildren, and to shine a light on their lives. Oh, appear to have been muted again. So I'd like to welcome each and every one of you into this Zoom room this evening for this very, very special ceremony, service of remembrance, candlelight service, to shine a light on our children's lives. I have some background noise, so somebody's not muted. Ah, that's lovely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. My name is Linda. Like many of you, I'm also a bereaved parent. So I'm Tom's mom. Oh. And this is my Forever 19. And like you, I've got the picture to hand. In my daytime work, I work as a celebrant. So part of my role is working with families to create personal, unique and suitable ceremony and ritual to mark all sorts of occasions, both happy and sad. But actually, an awful lot of my work is with the bereaved. And for the past 2 years, I've been part of a group that have led a special candle lighting service in the Glass Pavilion at Clandon Wood, which is in an area of outstanding natural beauty in the Surrey Hills. And we've been so lucky to gather there to light our candles on this day at this time and see the light of the candles reflected in the glass under dark skies and with the forever stars just looking down on us. So bereaved families had the opportunity to come together and remember their children with love and reverence, to see their light shine out. And across the country, across Europe, and across the world, other members of TCF joined with their own ritual candle lightings on the given day, at the given time, allowing the light of love, hope, and remembrance to shine out, circling the planet. It became evident a while ago that it would not be possible for us to be back at Clandon Wood in the same way again this year, or indeed at many other venues, although I am aware that some groups have been able to hold candle lighting events outside, and that's really, really wonderful where that's been possible. It looks perhaps more hopeful now that sometime in 2021 we will be able to gather together in person in larger numbers again. But this year, this 2020, has been such a very strange year for everyone, and for all of those who've had to navigate the loss of someone so precious. It has added so many extra challenges at the very worst of times. 2020 has been like no other in living memory. Lockdowns and restrictions, masks, hand sanitizers, and isolation. And added to the loss of a child, sibling or grandchild, everything is just even more surreal. The restrictions on physical contact, the need to self-isolate, and the presence of the virus has made navigating grief that much more difficult. This Zoom room is something few of us had even heard of at the beginning of the year, and it's become something of a lifeline for many, enabling support group meetings to happen, allowing some people to give voice to their feelings and emotions as they start to navigate their new normal. Families changed forever by loss. And TCF always reviewing and adapting how, as an organisation, it can support families in new and different ways. I'm deeply aware that there will be those joining us this evening who have already travelled a considerable way on their own grief journey, whilst others of you will be taking your very first faltering steps. Wherever you are now, please know that you are so very, very welcome to be here with us this evening as we all pay tribute to our loved ones. As we work through this service, we will share some readings, some poems, and we will light candles later on. I hope that wherever you are now, just looking at your screen will help you see that you are not alone, however isolated you may have felt, especially during this COVID time. Each one of you will have a different story. Every one of you has lost a child, a sibling, or a grandchild. Some of you may have lost more than one child. Some of you, their only child, or all of your children, siblings, or grandchildren. And each and every one of you here today are here because of love and loss. Grief is the price we pay for love, and the pain is unavoidable when we lose the person we love so very, very much. None of us thought that we would live to mourn our sibling, our child, our grandchild, but that is the sad reality of why we are all here. And as we look on the faces of our precious loved ones in our photographs, on our phones, those pictures that mean so much to each of us, we see such beauty of spirit and love. And nowhere has that been more evident than in the beautiful remembrance book that TCF has been sharing. And here in this Zoom room, we can look around and we can see others who have suffered as we have. We are together in our grief, and together we will honour our children, siblings, and grandchildren. Our children, such precious gifts, have died before us, and the loss is overpowering. It crushes our hearts and steals our dreams and hopes for the future. The loss of a child of any age leaves an enormous hole in the fabric of our lives, a hole that is all-consuming in the early days particularly. And we are also approaching a particularly difficult and poignant time of year for all bereaved parents, siblings and grandparents, as we get closer and closer to Christmas and the new year. We cannot change it. However, we each will find ways to muddle through it, and some of us may even find aspects of it okay, but in a bittersweet way, given that our precious child, sibling or grandchild can't be with us. For many of us, there will no doubt be a sigh of relief when it's over, when the calendar gives us a little respite. And we trust that friends and family will be sensitive to our particular needs and wishes, but we also understand that this is not always the case, and that there will be aspects to endure that we would rather avoid. Yet even in our darkest moments, many of us will have been given comfort from others, and sometimes from unexpected places. Some people who we may have thought were close friends drop away, and others step forward and become pillars of help and support, even in these COVID times. And this is where the Compassionate Friends is such a valuable source of support too. Peer support is so important on many fronts. It shows us that we're not alone in the darkness. It shows us that others have borne this pain and survived. It shows us that others can and do understand. It shows us that new beginnings are possible. It shows us how to find the light in the dark. It shows us that we can still live a meaningful life in a way that honours our child, our sibling, our grandchild. It shows us that we can still talk about them and smile. It shows us we can survive the unthinkable. It shows us hope. I personally am extremely grateful to the compassionate friends for being there and for the most amazing friendships forged through loss. Beginnings that I never thought possible in the bleak early days, but true, deep friendships that have stood the test of time. And tonight's service is a first for TCF UK, an online candle lighting to honour our children. Others similarly bereaved across the world will also be lighting their candles tonight at 7 p.m. local time. And this means, of course, that our loved ones' light will burn around the world, a ring of light shining in the darkness. There is something very, very special about this circle of light. A circle has no beginning and it has no ending. It is endless. We have a reading to share now, and I invite Ruth Mercier to come off mute and to read it to us. Thank
you. A young life cut short. Do not judge a song by its duration, nor by the number of its notes. Judge it by the richness of its contents. Sometimes those unfinished are among the most poignant. Do not judge a song by its duration, nor the number of its notes. Judge it by the way it touches and lifts the soul. Sometimes those unfinished are among the most beautiful. And when something has enriched your life, and when its melody lingers on in your heart, is it unfinished or is it endless?
Thank you, Ruth. That's such a beautiful poem. Some of you here this evening may have seen my dear friend, Andrea Corrie, talking for TCF a few weeks ago. She came into my life through TCF just a year after my Tom died and 3 years after she had lost James. She was and still is such a powerful mentor, inspiration, and dear friend to me. In one of our very early conversations, she shared that it helped her to think of her son's life as a complete short story rather than an unfinished novel. Now, it took me quite a long time to even contemplate thinking in those terms, but now, 12 and a half years on, I can. I know that some of the best, most memorable stories ever told are short ones, and Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach is a very fine example. I also know that some of the most cherished things in the universe are only here momentarily. The perfection of cherry blossom against a blue sky is only transient, so fragile yet so memorable. A rainbow arcing across the sky in colourful salute soon dissipates. The warmth of the sun on our skin turns cool, and the splendour of a shooting star visible for only seconds. But these things may only last a short while, but we do not forget them. They stay in our memory. They stay in our hearts. And in the same way, we do not ever, cannot ever forget our loved ones. They are bound to us and we are bound to them, bonded by love forever, lives intertwined, stories woven together, some threads of incredible beauty against the darker strands of hurt and loss. They are our tapestry, our family tree, our tree of life. We will always remember. I would like to invite Terry Ahern to share this next reading with you. So if you could come off mute now, Terry, that would be lovely.
Thank you, Linda. We will remember you. The world may never notice if a rosebud doesn't bloom, or even pause to wonder if the petals fall too soon. But every life that ever forms or ever comes to be touches the world in some small way for all eternity. The little one we longed for was swiftly here and gone. But the love that was then planted is a light that still shines on. And though our arms are empty, our hearts know what to do. Every beating of our heart says, we will always remember you.
Thank you, Terry. And our hearts do know what to do because of the love that connects us. Our roots are forever intertwined with our child, our sibling, our grandchild. Our hearts may be full of sorrow, yet there is also gratitude for the honour of having shared a precious life, however short. Siblings can sometimes rub each other up the wrong way, but when they die, the love that underpins everything surfaces. And this next poem, also read by a bereaved sibling, offers the light of hope through shared experience and companionship. We often talk about ourselves as bereaved people being on a journey, walking a path. This poem is actually called The Journey, and it relates to our life experiences. And I invite Karen Ivey to share this powerful poem now.
Thank you, Linda. The journey. The journey made me hard and cynical, but when confronted with the shattering loss of my sibling, the armour fell away. I no longer hide from pain, I embrace it. It is my teacher, it transforms me. My heart seeks out others that are broken, and our shared pain binds us. Together we find strength, comfort, and hope. In great loss, I found my purpose.
Thank you so much, Karen. And finding purpose after loss is difficult, but it's not impossible. Your loved one has left gifts with each of you, things that perhaps you never foresaw, gifts that perhaps you've not yet explored. These gifts have been left in your hearts, in the very depths of your being, in the deepest, darkest well of your sorrow. Remember that deep sorrow is testament to the deep love that exists still. These gifts are planted like seeds in time, and given nurture, they will grow and flourish. They sit quietly in your darkness, waiting for the right time for you to use them, waiting for the first hints of light to filter through. Recently, when I was in the car listening to the radio, I heard a new word to me anyway. I'd never heard it before, and the word was ekandeo. It apparently is a word of African origin, and it means sorrow becomes joy. This word is full of hope for the future. It tells us that even in the midst of our despair, there can still be moments of joy, and that joy can still be waiting around the corner. Joy and sorrow are intertwined as well, just as we are intertwined with our child, sibling, or grandchild. They occupy our waking thoughts, and if we're lucky, our dreams. The poet Khalil Gibran wrote that joy and sorrow come in equal measure. The deeper the sorrow, then the deeper the joy. He wrote, "When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight." His words bring me back to this new word that so intrigued me, this word, ekandeo. Sorrow becomes joy. Spoken language evolves over time, and to have a word like that means at some point in history there were circumstances that required a word to come into everyday parlance. The population that used it witnessed sorrow become joy and needed to articulate that. We may never know exactly why the word came into being, but by its very existence, we know it is possible to transform sorrow. Ekandeo gives us hope that we too may smile again, that we too may find hope again, and that we too may see a world of wonder and experience joy in small things, the cherry blossom, the rainbows, treasured memories, the laughter of children carried on the wind. Not because our child died, but because they lived. The next reading echoes those thoughts. It's called I Will Be, and I invite Andrew Miller to share it with us now. Thank you.
I will be. If you think of me as gone forever, I will be. If you think of me as sadness and tears, I will be. If you think of me as your broken heart, I will be. That's not what I want to be, but I will be. If you think of me as memories to cherish, I will be. If you think of me as laughter and joy, I will be. If you think of me as your healing heart, I will be. That's what I want to be. Please let me be.
Thank you, Andrew. Such beautiful words again. So we will shortly be coming to the point in time where we will collectively light our candles for our child, sibling or grandchild. And I know that many of you have created or crafted candle holders especially, either recently or at a TCF retreat. However you choose to light your candle and what you use to contain it, it will be exactly right for you now. And lighting the candle is special for each of you. This candle lighting is a ritual that creates a channel that enables love and light to flow between you and your child, your sibling, or you and your grandchild. And the light of the candles will shine out in tribute and join with the light of countless other candles around the world. Before we light our individual candles, I do have one big candle here, and I would like to light it in tribute to all those who are mourning a child, grandchild, or sibling, but who have been unable to join us this evening for whatever reason. And I also hold very close to my heart my friend Betty, who remembers and mourns her brother Douglas every day. And Betty lost her brother Douglas fighting in France in World War II. So she's carried that pain for so many years. And she still loves and remembers and mourns her brother. So I'd like to light the big candle now, just for all those people. And I invite each of you to light your candles as I read to you a beautiful poem written by my dear friend, Andrea Corey. The candles are lit, see the light, soft flames at first, then glowing bright, like beacons in the shadowy night, bringing your memory to our mind's sight. Clever match with tiny spark, dispels the fears we hold in the dark. On memory's journey we can embark, recalling how well you left your mark. The flames burn strong and tall and true. They're beautiful, reminding us of you, how lovingly through our lives you blew, our pride and awe and hope you drew. And if in sadness our cheers should flow, there is comfort in the candle's glow. Solace and healing are very slow, but gradually new joy we come to know. We breathe your soul light in this special place and feel consoled as darkness is displaced. Your love we hold close, never to replace. It remains as dear as your beloved face. The candles are lit, see the light shine. The flames are upright and clear and fine. As a symbol of peace, in spirit we align, united in loss, be it yours or mine. We have honoured our dearly loved ones in candle lighting, each candle lit for someone so precious, that their love and light shine out today for all to see, and blending with our own. So we have some lovely music to share. Let's take some moments of reflection as we watch our candles burn and glow brightly. Thank you. As the light of love flickers and shines and grows for each of those beautiful and special faces, let us share the wisdom of Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, a monk, poet, and peace activist whose words are still so very relevant. No coming, no going, no after, no before. I hold you close to me. I release you to be free, because I am in you and you are in me. Your child, your sibling, or your grandchild resides within each of you, just as you are always with your child, your sibling, your grandchild, together, always. The gifts each of you have within you, the gifts from your loved one, gifts born from pain, present possibilities. You each have possibilities to reach out and help another who is suffering, to offer a kind word here, a smile there, seemingly small gestures that could mean the world to the recipient, and that could also help to relieve and ease your pain. We each have a story. Our stories are still being told, and through us, our loved ones' stories reach across space and time, bringing both sorrow and joy. TCF friendships are like no other. They cut through facades. They cut through nonsensical chit-chat. They are authentic. They are honest. They are sorrowful. They can also bring great joy into your new existence. And I hope each of you is able to find a little joy. We're going to end today's service with another reading, and it's called To Honour You. And it's going to be read by Gina Clay. And I invite you to come off mute to read now, Gina. Thank you.
To honour you. To honour you, I get up every morning and take a breath and start another day without you in it. To honour you, I laugh and love with those who knew your smile and the way your eyes twinkled with mischief and secret knowledge. To honour you, I take the time to appreciate everyone I love. I know now there is no guarantee of days or hours spent in their presence. To honour you, I listen to music you would have liked and sing at the top of my lungs with the windows rolled down. To honour you, I take chances, say what I feel, hold nothing back, risk making a fool of myself and dance every dance. You were my light, my heart, my gift of love from the very highest source. So every day I promise to make a difference, share a smile, live, laugh, and love. Now I live for us both. So all I do to honour you.
Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you. And thank you to each and every one of you for being with us this evening and using the love that connects us with our child, sibling and grandchild to encircle the world with the light of love and hope. May the flame burn long in your hearts and memories, always fueled by love. Please be very, very gentle with yourselves and stay wrapped securely in the light of the love that surrounds you all. Thank you so much for being here with us and taking part in this candle lighting service. Good night.
Thank you, Linda.